Buongiorno, buonasera, good evening, people. It is Rocco back with another episode of the BOH Podcast after a nice little hiatus. Listen, guys. If you're wondering why I haven't been doing a podcast, just think about when I stopped. What was happening when I stopped? School was ending. Everyone knows I record this podcast in my basamento. And if my kids are home, there is no shot I can sit for a long period of time without being disrupted, without having someone scream. It's just not happening. So, once my wife stopped working because she's a teacher, once the kids stopped going to school, and they were all home, I couldn't do a podcast. There was no shot I could do it. I mean, listen, a 60-second video, I can go throw myself in my bedroom and record real quick. The kids can be quiet for 60 seconds. To have them be quiet for around a half hour, not happening. Plus, it's also awkward. Listen to me. If you know your wife is in the same house that you're recording a podcast in, you're going to be listen, she can listen to this whenever she wants, but listen, my wife is not going to listen to this. She might listen to a few things. If someone she knows listens to it and says, hey, did you hear what your husband said? Then she'll go listen. But if she's listening at the top of the stairs, you're not getting me. You're getting Rocco with the knowledge that his wife is upstairs listening. You're getting Rocco with the knowledge that his kids are upstairs listening. You're not getting the Rocco you want to hear. You're getting like a watered down, PG, I'm not going to say things that I really want to say, Rocco. So I decided I'll take the summer off with the podcast. Listen, it's not like I had a huge following. I did enjoy it. It was fun to do. But now, we're back. We're back here, doing the podcast. And the kids are back at school. The wife's back at school working. We have the freedom. So here we are. So basically, summer was, it was summer. I just don't get, it didn't rain at all this entire summer. I have a pond in my backyard that now looks like a puddle. My kids want to go fishing. I'm like, you can't go fishing in 3 inches of water. It's not going to happen. When the pond was full and it was like 2-3 feet of water, yeah, the fish were in there. Now I think the fish went sleeping with the fishes. But, summer was, hot. I hate the summer. As a fat guy, the summer is not my friend. I mean, I sweat easily on a regular day. You can only imagine what it's like when it's hot out and humid. Ugh, I hate it. But we were busy, We went to, my kids are big soccer guys. They're big soccer kids. And, they like to go see the New York Red Bulls play. Now, granted, I don't believe the MLS is a high-quality game of soccer. But, it's what we got. It's the McDonald's we have at home. Basically. So I take them to the games. They enjoyed it. We saw some good stuff. Then towards the end of the summer, we went to the Bahamas. A nice little family vacation. A family vacation that was originally supposed to... Listen, this Bahamas trip went through many, iterations. If that's even the word. I'm not going to check it. Just pretend it's the right word. This Bahamas trip initially was a trip that my family, my sister's family, were supposed to take with my mother in April of 2020. We decided that we were going to use some of, my father's wish would have probably been that the entire family go on vacation together. And we were going to fulfill that wish, and we decided to go on a cruise. And we booked the cruise for April 2020. We all know what happened. COVID happened, and my mother passed away in April 2020. She passed away 6 days before we were supposed to leave on the cruise. So, fast forward through the pandemic, we still want to take this vacation. Initially, and my wife is a very, crazy Disney person. She wants everything Disney, Disney, Disney. And she came up with this bright idea, let's do Disney in August. And I just agree because my wife's after my life insurance, let's be honest. If you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me around, you'll see my wife loves taking these trips to places that are outdoors that involve a lot of walking on the hottest days of the year. It's like she's trying to kill me. So we had Disney booked in August. And I would just sit there and I would tell my wife, I would just, say things like, are you sure you want to do Disney in August? Yeah, no, it shouldn't be that bad. But are you sure? Like, we went to Florida once in August. You remember how miserable it was. There was a thunderstorm every day. You sweat your balls off the entire time. And then you're going to deal with kids who are tired and hot walking all day. Do you really want to do that? So, we came to a compromise and we said, listen, if we're going to go away in August, might as well go somewhere where there's a beach and a pool constantly. And we decided to go to the Bahamas. We decided to go to Bahamas, the Grand Hyatt Bahamas. Had friends who recommended it. I saw nice pictures. Initially, we were looking for all-inclusive, but with all-inclusive, there's so many of these things. They all look alike. You have no idea what you're going to get. So I just decided to go with the one where at least I knew someone who went who recommended it. People, when I booked it, people said, hey, this place is expensive, so, bring a lot of money with you. And I was like, yeah, everywhere is expensive. Disney was going to be expensive. Anywhere is expensive. Boy, did I fucking underestimate how expensive it was. Like, this was expensive just to be expensive. It's like, there was no logic to why it was this expensive. Like, for example, we went out to dinner the first night. First night we went out to dinner. And first of all, Grand Hyatt Bahamas does not have anything that's not fine dining. So the closest they have is a pizzeria. And the pizzeria is $11 a slice. It's like $45 for a pie. Something like that. So, in this place, there's no way you're eating something and not spending a fortune. Unless you're traveling out to the grocery store and buying stuff. But then there's no kitchen in your room either, so. So we're at the Steakhouse the first night. And I'm looking at this menu. And every steak on this menu was over $125 each. There was nothing on this menu for under $100 that was an entree. And my wife and my kids are picky as fuck. They eat nothing. My wife got the kids pasta bolognese, and it was $40. And it was the size of a cereal bowl. And not the cereal bowl when you're going crazy. The cereal bowl that a restaurant will give you. Which means it's tiny. And she didn't like it. She didn't finish it. So I'm looking at this menu, right, when we got there. And I look to my brother-in-law and my sister and I say, listen, how about we get the tomahawk steak? And I know what you're thinking, Rocco, everything was fucking expensive. Why are you going to get even the more expensive steak? Because let's hear me out. The tomahawk steak was 50 ounces and it was $300. So if me, my sister, my brother-in-law individually got our own steaks, it would have came out to maybe $400 because everything was over $100 plus. So we got the 50-ounce tomahawk steak and we split it amongst us three. I never knew 50 ounces was that small, but it was a great steak. Very good. We got a few sides. This place made some street corn that was amazing. Like, the food was delicious. That I'll give. The bill comes, it was $1,000. $1,000 on the very first night. It was $500. It was 2 families for $500 each. Right? That's unbelievable. And what I found out, sadly, on like my 4th day there, was this place charges you for water. So it's like a scheme. They come up to you and they say, do you want flat or sparkling water? And you think those are the only 2 options. So you say flat. And then they bring out a bottle of panna. And they charge you $15 for the bottle of panna. And then if you need a refill and they have to pour 1 glass from a bottle, they're charging you the $15 for the bottle of panna because they had to open a new one. Later on, I figured you can ask for tap water. And that's free. So the first 3-4 days, we were paying for these stupid bottles of panna when we could have just asked for tap water. Yeah. That kind of stupid, unnecessary expensive. Like, why? Then this place has a casino, and it feels more like a Vegas or a Atlantic City down there. Like the beach, the pool, all gorgeous. These places are gorgeous. So, like, you're there, you're happy. You listen, my philosophy is if you're on vacation, you're going to overspend on everything. You can't be cheap on vacation. All right? Once you get onto the airport, when you step foot into the airport, when your vacation starts, that's when you pay the $25 for a Cinnabon. It's okay, you're on vacation. I mean, even on the plane down to the Bahamas, it was $5 for the real Wi-Fi. Because that's how they fuck you. They say, oh, free Wi-Fi for texting and emails. Like, who the hell is texting the entire flight? The people I normally text were on the plane with me. $5 if you want to watch YouTube or listen to like Amazon Music. So I $5 each, $5 for me, $5 for the wife, $5 each for the kids. So they could, because listen, it's a 3-hour flight. I'm not entertaining my kids. They could watch their iPads. They could watch YouTube. They could play their Roblox, whatever they want to do. So listen, it's ridiculously expensive. I'll be honest. By the end of my vacation, my bill was $3,600. $3,600 just on food. And mind you, we started adjusting how we were ordering. Because listen, one thing about fine dining, you're gonna fucking leave hungry. Fine dining means expensive and not filling at all. We went to this fucking restaurant called Shuang Ba. And I swear to God, if I could punch the person who made this restaurant, I would. The guy fucking tells us, oh, everything we serve is family style. So I'm like, all right, you're talking to an Italian guy. In my head, what's family style? Family style is enough to feed like 20 people. So we order a bunch of entrees, My wife and my kids who are picky order plain fried rice with nothing in it. If I tell you these dishes come out and they're smaller than a side order. I would not even call these side orders. That's how small the portions were. We ordered this one thing, I think it was a sticky dumpling, something like that we ordered. It came with 3. Like, what sick animal decided, all right, we're going to have a family-style restaurant, and when you order these sticky dumplings, we're going to give you an odd number. Like, I don't get it. Why'd you give 3 fucking sticky dumplings? That's because they want you to order 2 orders. I'm getting mad. Meanwhile, I went over a month ago. So I'm not talking about the restaurants anymore. Fuck that. So if you go to Bahamas, bring your own food. That's one thing. Because you're going to spend $1 million. Listen, the only place that was priced correctly at Bahamas was the Starbucks. Starbucks, you were able to get all your coffee for the same price you normally would pay anywhere else. Because I'm a big fan of those strawberry acai refreshers, and I was still able to get those for like $5-6. And then they had some noodle place called Sticks. Still expensive, but not as expensive as a fine dining. Pretty good. Moving on from the food. Moving on. Because I'm going to stress myself out. I'm going to give myself high blood pressure. I'm moving on from the food. Down there in the Bahamas, we went to go swim with the Dolphins. And the joke here is swim. Because I don't know how to swim. I tell everyone I was not allowed to have a pool. How did you learn how to swim? Listen, I had a paranoid mother who wouldn't let me near water that went beyond my knees. I had a nonna that would not let me put a pool in the backyard because it would kill the pomodori. You know, it would kill all the plants, so we're not allowed to have it. So I never learned how to swim. So whenever we do these things, we have to do the kid experience. We have to stand on a platform in the water. Now listen, so we go there for the dolphin, and they say stand on the platform, stand at the very edge. And I'm like, lady, stand at the very edge. If I slip, I'm gone, I'm done. We're not standing in shallow water over here. I'm like, oh, get closer. I'm like, lady, do you fucking understand I'm scared of the water? So, you know, they got the dolphin swimming around, you pet it, you touch it, it gives you a fucking kiss. I don't know why we have to kiss the fucking dolphins. It's fucking disgusting. The water stinks. The dolphin stinks. I do not want to kiss the fucking dolphin. Why do we have to kiss the dolphin at all these things? I do not understand. Then you gotta hug the dolphin. And I'm a very, passionate, caring person. So I hugged the dolphin and I gave it a little rub on the back. And the lady said, listen, you keep rubbing its back, you're going to start something you can't finish. And that was her nice way that I'm going to give this fucking dolphin a boner by rubbing its back. So now we'll never fucking touch a dolphin again. These fucking dolphins. They charge an arm and a leg for these dolphins too. The fucking salty ass dirty water. I did have fun at the Bahamas, so let me just, preface all this with that. Then the fun thing, while we were at the dolphin place, there's, another beach over there, and then my wife gets stung by a jellyfish. And listen, the worst thing in the world, for me, personally, is when my wife gets inconvenienced at all. Because my wife is of the philosophy, the thought process, not to yell at the person she's mad at. Or not to get upset with the person she's mad at. It's to get upset and mad at me. So she got stung by a jellyfish in the ocean. I was lying my fat ass down in a bench because it was fucking hot and I didn't want to go in the water anymore. I just wanted to go in air conditioning. So she comes to me and she goes, something stung me, and she's screaming at me. Like, what do you want me to do? So I said, you probably got stung by a jellyfish. And, of course, whatever I say can't be true. It cannot be true. Anything I say cannot be true at all. So she doesn't believe me. So she has to go ask someone else. She goes to ask someone who works there, is there anything in this water that can sting me? And people say, a jellyfish. Whatever. I don't know the fucking accents. They said jellyfish. She said, go to the lifeguard stand and they'll take care of you. And my wife, oh my God. I said, just go. And then, take care of it. So they did whatever. And then she comes. She's still complaining about the jellyfish. She's still mad at me. But here's the thing. When you get stung by a jellyfish, there's that old wives' tale that you have to pee on it to stop. The amount of people who ask me if I peed on my wife. Seriously. Relax. Relax. The taxi driver even, did you do the old Bahamas trick and pee on her? Guy, why are you asking me this? You think I just whipped my dick out and peed on my wife in the middle of the beach? In front of kids? You really, logically, let's think for 2 minutes. We're at a public beach. My wife gets stung by a jellyfish. My first thought was, hey guys, let me whip my cock out and pee on my wife in front of everybody. You think that would have ended well for me? It sounds like I didn't have fun at Bahamas, but I did. It was very enjoyable. You know, it's just these little moments. You know, when you think back. You know, my wife, she made us take pictures. We took pictures in the Bahamas, professional pictures. And it was before dinner, and I had to wear my real shoes there. And then we had to go in the sand, and it was just, you know, I hate sand. Why does sand have to be so freaking sticky? I'm going to stop talking about the Bahamas now because I'm getting myself frustrated. I don't know why I shouldn't, but I'm getting myself frustrated. That being said, listen, I do not have the highest image of myself. I do not have the highest self-esteem. I don't think highly of myself. It's just me naturally. It's the Italian negativity in me. But I will admit, I do get recognized in public more than I ever have. I got recognized in the airport by followers. I got recognized by people in the Bahamas. And here's the thing. It's very awkward for me to meet people. And it has nothing to do with the people. It all has to do with my own head. And this is why. And this is the logic behind it. And I feel like I love when people say hello to me. People who follow me, come talk to me. I love it. I do love it with every beat of my heart. I'm sorry if I'm a little awkward. And this is why I'm awkward. I'm going to be honest. My entire life in school, through like late teenage years in my 20s, I was basically bullied. I was harassed. I was never anyone's first choice. Even in my group of friends, even though my house was the house everyone hung out at, I was always the bottom of the totem pole. I was always the least desired friend. So now, I have people coming up to me, strangers. You know, strangers coming up to me, happy to see me. Like, genuinely happy to see me. Happy to talk to me. Giving me compliments. You know, talking me up. It's the first thought in my head is this person being genuine? Like, that's how my sick mind is. It's like, is this person being genuine? Or is this person like, you know, like I watched the Manti Te'o documentary, right? The Manti Te'o, if you don't remember what it is, Manti Te'o was a Notre Dame football player. He was supposed to go in the first round of the NFL draft. It came out that he was being catfished. His girlfriend didn't really exist. It was all a story. So he became like a laughing stock. He became a meme. All this stuff. In the documentary, he said, the toughest thing I have to do now is take pictures with people and knowing that when they take that picture with me, as soon as they leave me, they're going to go make fun of me. And that, just to think how tough that is. And I'm not saying that happens to me. It most likely does not happen to me. The people who will come up to me, they're all genuine. But because of my history, because of growing up in Bensonhurst where everyone wants you to fail, all your friends want you to fail. I told this to everyone if you ever heard the conversations we had as a group as friends, you would wonder, why were we friends? We never pushed each other to do better. We never pushed each other to go outside our comfort zones. We always made fun of anyone who tried to do something different. We always wished bad on people trying anything. Even now, I'll talk to people and they'll say, so-and-so still says, why does Rocco still do these stupid videos? You know, he's 35, married with kids. He's not going anywhere with this. Well, I do it because I want to do it and I can. But that's the mentality that we grew up around. So now when people come up to me and they're happy to see me, they're happy to talk, my mind is telling me, oh, this person wants you to fail. This person doesn't really like you. You know, it's that psychological game that's going on in my head the entire time that we're conversating. And it's crazy. You know, it's hard to... Listen, a lot of my videos connect with people because it reminds them of their families, their parents. And I love hearing that. I do. I love it. But it just, hopefully in time it changes, that my mind will allow me to accept these people's compliments and just, take it for what it is and not overanalyze it and not be this negative, pessimistic mindset person. But, if my parents were negative and pessimistic people, so I am, the product of their parenting. But I do love it. And it's cool to get recognized by people. It is, because it's just something, it means that your stuff is reaching people, and it's connecting. And that's what I want. I mean, listen, guys. I mean, it wasn't easy for me to even start at this point. Most of you know my story. I started out doing strictly stand-up. And then I would fill in the gaps of stand-up by making memes. And why'd I make memes and not videos like I do now is because I couldn't get past the wall of recording myself. Because I was too fearful of what the people from my neighborhood would say. I would not record myself because I was worried about all the bullies that I've had in my neighborhood, what they would say, what they would do with those videos of me, what the group chats that I'm not in were going to say about me. And it took years for me to stop being just a meme page and actually be the comedian that I am. Granted, now people think that I'm an Instagram comedian, not a stand-up comedian, and they're surprised to find out, no, I started out as stand-up. This was just filling in the gaps. But now the gaps are so big, this is all I've been doing. Partly because of the pandemic, and partly because, I don't have an agent, I don't have a manager, I don't have connections. And also, so that's all what entertainment basically is about. It's hard to get people to answer you when you have no weight behind your name. And I'm no use to others, so they're not as willing to help as they would to others. You know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there. I still do what I got to do. I'm still doing this podcast knowing that it doesn't reach such a big audience, but I know there's people who enjoy it, so I will do it. And I like doing it. The videos. I love doing the videos. I've been making videos for years. I used to do the green screen, the editing, making it look fancier, stuff like that. And what's funny is the most basic version of my videos is what everyone loves the most. People like basic, and that's what they like, and that's what's working, so I'm going to keep doing it. But that's it, That being said, I'm happy to be back doing the podcast. My goal is to have an episode every week. So, that being said, state buona. I'll talk to you soon, and you have a great day. I love you.